So this one is next greater element 2. We also solved this problem last week. It's the same problem, but here you have the circular array. You are still trying to find next greater element. So for 1, the next greater element is 2. For 2, there is no element actually. So it will be -1. And for 1, it's not ending here. That's the thing. It will continue to roll. So it's a circular. So after 1, you will start looking to the leftmost guy. Then you will look into the next guy towards right. And again, we have a value which is greater than it. So it's 2. So that's the solution. Okay. So it's the same problem. Only thing, there is a trick here, which we talked during the previous session. So guys who have already went through this, they may know it. Can someone talk about it? So you had this value.
I can talk about it, like if no one is. So
Yeah, sure. Your answer should be 2, -1, and 2. So while Gaurav is talking about it, I will take 2 minutes break. I will grab water and then Gaurav, please continue.
okay, sure. So now the array is circular. So there are like two different approaches. We have, the question says we have to figure out the next greater element. So from the Rogers session, it's very clear that we have to create a monotonic decreasing stack to figure out the next greater element. Now, the only difference is if the array is circular, okay, how you can go beyond one, like 1 to 1, and then so we talked about two different approaches last time. The given array, we can iterate, we can create a copy of that array. Um, so we can have a array as 1 to 1, and then replicate that array again 1 to 1, which will be kind of consuming, if the size of the array is n, the array that we construct should be the size of 2n. The first half will contain 1 to 1, and then the second half we will like replicate the same array. So it will give you a linear array of size 2n, but the elements after the half are the same as elements in the first half. So we will kind of like roll to the starting index. The other way around is we can manipulate the indexes when we are traversing from 0 to 2n, 2n minus 1. If the index goes beyond the array length, then we can do a modulus of modulus with the length n. Those are the two, I believe,
Yeah,
patterns.
yeah, you're right. So what I'm trying to demonstrate, the concept, why that works a little bit, like mentally, hopefully it will work. So the only problem in this current approach is, other than the previous problem, is things are circular. So while I'm working for this guy, I will look at this, 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 right? So what I'm looking at is 1, 2, 1. When I'm working at index 2, what I will be looking at is this, this, and this, right? So when I'm working at here, my numbers are 2, 1, 1, right? Now when I'm working for this guy at this place, I will look at this, this, and this. So when I'm working here, I will be looking at 1, 1, 2. if you merge these three things, what you are going to get? 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, right? This is just like a clock. Like, so when we are saying that we will add two arrays back to back, this is what we are anyway getting when you will try to add these things. Just one extra value, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, right? Is that clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So now the problem is same. We have already solved this problem, that if you are given this array and you can calculate values like, you know, the answer for this, then that's the problem. The only thing is what is same. The thing is this 0 index, 1 index, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we can say that 0 and 3 actually mean the same thing. 1 and 4 mean the same. 2 and 5 mean the same. Because on that clock, you will see actually they are the same values. They are the exact same, guys. So when we are calculating answer, we have to still, my result is still this 3 value. Like, you know, they only have these index 0, 1, 2. So when I get an answer for 3, I have to make sure that I'm updating value 0. For 4, if I get some answer, I will still update 1. For 5, I will still update 2. And that you can figure out using the mod operation, right? Because why 0 and 3 will be similar? Three, remainder 3.
Mod 3.
Yeah. Same 4, 3, 5, 3. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2. So with this simple trick, we have solved already this problem. So we can look at the code very quickly and we can move on, because there are harder problems later and we have solved this. And I think we have already, like, you know, gone through this idea. Simple problem, same thing. We are going through this monotonic decreasing stack. Now we are going through like array of 2 into n length. And the only difference is we are making sure that we put the value whenever it is, like, you know, reaching more than 3 or more than actually 2, the value which are actually in the array. So 3 will get transformed to 0, 4 to 1, and so on. Similarly, while popping out, we are just updating that result value. Go through this example with like, you know, on your own, and I think it should be pretty easy to solve this problem. All right. So we solved these 4 problems. These were kind of very direct in, like, you know, implementation of the theory we just read. Now we can go to a couple more problems. Should we continue going, or if you guys are tired, I can stop, but we can go through it. I have already solved it. So
Hey, Roger, like I would suggest like taking like maybe a next session.
okay.
Maybe if you want to do over the next week.
Yeah,
Over
sure.
weekend, because
Yeah.
I'm seeing like people dropping off.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Whatever works.
Yeah,
So,
I think you already have solution. Maybe you can quickly walk through also.
Yeah, I think it quickly go over that, then we can
Sure.
look up the solution.
okay.
okay. Yeah, the thing is, it will be like, you know, these are harder problems, so it may need more time, but like, we'll see how we can go through it. So this problem is online stock span. So you are given a stock spanner class, and the problem is So yeah, meaning of a span is the span of the stock's price today is defined as the maximum number of consecutive days starting from today and going backwards, for which the price of the stock was less than or equal to today's price. It's so for example, for 100, there is no backward, so just one. For 80, was there any value towards it left which was smaller than 80? Actually, there was none, so it's just one. Answer for 80 was one. For 60 also, if you look towards left, there was no day when the value was less than 60, so still one. For 70, there is one value towards left, which is 60, which is also smaller than 70. But then next value is 80. So we can say actually the stock span is 2 day. For 60, again, there is nothing towards left, which is smaller than like 60. And it has to be consecutive. So you can't count this 60. You always have to look towards left, like, decreasing sequence. For 75, there is here 60 is okay, 70 is okay, 60 is okay, 80 is not okay. So up to this one. So this will become 4 because you include 75 also and these three guys. So that's why it's 4. For 85, the same thing. You can go from here all the way up to 80. So it's 6 value. That's the thing. That's the question. So you are going towards left and you are finding when the value is less towards left. So at least the pattern is similar, right?
Yes.
Okay. So pattern is similar. And then the problem is, I think, if you look at it, I haven't spent too much time. I think they have made this bound such that if you do like solve it in a brute force way, it probably will not be accepted. So that's why we need to optimize a little bit. That's the main, challenge here. Okay. So let's try to solve this then. I will try to stop sharing. I will try to go to the screen. And also we'll see what is important. That is also important. So 100, 80, 60, then we have 70, then we have 60, then we have 75, and then we have 85. Okay. So for 160, okay, if you look at something, okay, for 70, for example, for 70, 60 is good, like, it will increase its value, but 80 will not. That's right. For 75, again, these guys will add to its value, but 80 will not. So think about it. If you had this kind of a stack where I have some value for 80 and no value for this, and then a value for 75, like let's call it X. Let's call it X plus 3. Actually, X plus 4. But if I don't have it on a stack, only just for like 75's point of view, then 75 can say, hey, actually my value is X plus 4 and this value is X. I can actually derive this that, okay, there are 4 values which are smaller than me. So on that idea, actually, we can optimize this thing. And I will show you how. Like,
So here the goal is to again create a monotonic decreasing stack.
yes, you're right. So you got it.
Yeah, because looking at the problem,
Yeah.
we're trying to figure out what's greater than me onto the left,
Yes, exactly.
greater or equal maybe, because that is the given problem.
Right. So what we are saying, when 100 came, let me store that 101. And one means like that the value which is equal to me or less than equal to me towards left. 100 is starting with this, then 80 came, then 80 will say, okay, 80 and 1. That's fine. And this is my stack. My stack is in this direction. Like I'm filling this value. 60 came. So still like, we are maintaining this decreasing stack. No problem. 61. So far, so good. Now the thing is when 70 came. So 70, what it will do, it will say, okay, look at the stack, keep moving stuff, removing stuff which are smaller than me, but stop wherever, there is a guy bigger than me. So when 70 removes 60, it increases one count already because we found one value which is smaller than this guy. So we can have here 70 and 2. Does that make sense? I would have put 71, but since we just popped out 60, now 70 represents that for all useful purpose, you can consider that there was one value. I am already giving you that information right here. So 70 represents that there is two value including itself that was less than 70 towards left. Then 60 comes, then we can have 61 because 60 is still smaller than 70. Okay. Then 75 comes. Now what will happen? This guy will go out. This guy will go out. Right? So now your stack will start looking like these all went away. So now you have 75 and 4. What that represents that towards my left, there are 4 values which are equal or smaller than me.
75.
Okay. So 1 plus 3 itself is 1 plus. As we pop it out, then we
Yeah.
add with the second.
Yeah, 2 plus 1, 1, and 75 also has its own value, like on day basically.
Okay.
So that's why we are adding 1 everywhere. Like 100 had 1, 80 had 1, so something like that. So now 85 comes. What 85 can do? 85 will kick out 75. It will kick out 82. And 85 had its own value also. So what will be the next step is 85. It had its one value from itself, 4 from here, and 1 from here.
6.
So 6. So you are at the end of this, your stack will look just like this: 101, 85, 6, and that's it. So while you are continue to make this decreasing stack, you are maintaining this extra information also. So you don't have to go one by one and remove things, and then you are saving a lot of time there. The same concept actually Gaurav already recognized it very fast, but you start to recognize this pattern, like what I'm interested in, and then how can I apply stack to do that. After that, you can look at the code. It's like 4 line of code basically, straight implementation.
पेज होता है जिसे दीवार में घुमा कर डाला जाता है इसे इंग्लिश में स्क्रू कहते हैं और ये जो कील होता है जिसे पीट कर सीधा दीवार.
Okay. So what should we do next? Should we still do the next 3 problems, or you want to do it later?
Can we do the, I mean, if, if no, can we do the second to last problem?
Yeah, who is this guy? Amazing Line. He always finds the hardest problem, but good. I'm okay. Actually, we can do all these problems, guys, but the thing is, I try to make it faster, but these things go very, like, it takes time.